Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was a Genius with a Stealing Bloodline ability. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was a Prodigy from the Senju, Uchiha, and Uzumaki clan over an Anime King, guys, and enjoy that. And remember, for new, yes I indeed have 4 channels, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new so I can welcome you personally. And don't forget to turn on the bell notifications to see exactly when I post. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this begin now, guys? So, the last part that we left off, Naruto. Naruto was visited by Kurenai as he invited her inside. The reason why she was here was she wanted to invite him for a little celebration that they were having for the passing Jennings, as she believed that they would have to go on missions in the future, so they want to get to know one another. However, Naruto informed her that he failed, but she told him that he was wrong, he indeed passed. Kakashi saw that he was willing to give up the test, and not to mention his teammates had followed with him. The whole thing was about teamwork, thus Naruto had passed. However, Kurenai was not done yet, as she wanted to understand who Naruto Uzumaki was. After all, he was able to fight Kakashi Hatake and place him in the hospital, so that was, well, rather shocking. Not to mention, Naruto had argued to be on her team in the exam. Yes, after taking the exam and being placed on Team Kakashi, Naruto had argued to be on Kurenai's team, saying that genjutsu was his only fault, and he wanted to rectify that. Thus, she was here to ask him why, as Naruto spoke to her in such a way that she thought that she was dealing with a person of higher authority. There was just something about the way he spoke, not to mention. It came on the topic of Hinata, as Naruto believed at first that she was a spy sent to watch him, as he saw her on several occasions, but he soon come to understand her feelings. But he did not really know anything about her, so he did not know how to feel regarding her having a crush on him. As Naruto told Kurenai that if there was anyone that he might like, it might be her. That was rather surprising, but he was so plain forward, he was so blunt about everything. That was something that she could respect. After all, she was a blunt person herself. As they talked for some more until she excused herself, saying her goodbyes. This was all a ploy though, seeing that she was sent by the Hokage. Kurenai was part of the analysis department regarding people mind. Thus, she was sent there to make a profile on Naruto. The profile that she came up with was he was a sneaky one, that for now didn't seem to bring any immediate threat except for his own enjoyment. As Harrison asked her if she believed that Naruto knew about his parents, but she did not believe that. But he might be, but just weigh his options differently. He's a very secretive one. They should indeed keep an eye on him. Given the recent development, Harrison was worried about the development of Naruto as well. Thus, she gave him the profile. Once that was done, some time passed as Team 7 had not been getting along. As Kakashi was called aside, as Harrison spoke to him, Naruto had been really manipulative. In order to get Team 7 to work under him, it was like he was taking control away from Kakashi. Yes, Kakashi was slowly losing control of his team, as Naruto made Sasuke and Sakura believe that the ranks were not worth their time, as his clones could handle it. And the both of their arrogance, well, it took to the pace that they agree with that, as Naruto was truly manipulative. Kakashi was having a hard time, as Hiruzen realized that. However, they were going to send them on a higher rank mission. He would even send them on a B rank mission if he can understand more about Naruto and understand what he can do. What was his actual limits? Thus they were sent on a C-rank mission. Some time passed as they found themselves in a sticky situation. After being sent to a land of wave, it turns out that Tazuna had lied, and they came across Demon Brothers, and then they came across none other than Zabuza, the missing ninja. Zabuza had ended up capturing Kakashi into a water spear, and now he was stuck, as he told the others to run to get away. Naruto knew that this was pushing it, as he was revealing too much, but he had to without revealing his full strength, so he was gonna use his summoning. Kakashi's eyes went wide as he saw Naruto blurring through hand sign, before bringing his hand down, as he shouted summoning jutsu. A huge plume of smoke filled the area, as Naruto had told Sakura and Sasuke to get back. Something started to emerge from said smoke. It was a humanoid figure, but what exactly? Well, it was about to be revealed. So yeah guys, basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the place, check out for yourself. And also guys, go ahead and check out the other what ifs of the other channels. If you're new, don't forget about that. And not to mention, yes, I need 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince guys, which I post what if on every single day for guys enjoy. So go ahead, smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. So without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we leap right into this? Begin now guys. Summoning jutsu, Naruto whispered as he slammed his hand on the ground. Poof! A poof of smoke filled the entire area. The smoke slowly started to clear away. It's been a long time, Meruem Dano, said Naruto in greetings. His tone was serious as he knew that he summoned the king of the Chimera ants. Did not appreciate anything but the utmost seriousness. He would even punish others for not using it. But he would not dare to do such a thing to the person who was not only his summoner, but him and his brethren's creator. Yes, their creator. The Chimera Ant Clan. The byproduct of the initial experiment that culminated in Naruto Chimera Jutsu. A jutsu that Naruto was currently using to recruit members into a secret organization. Said organization was simply known as the Bloodline. After all, it was a secret. No one really knew about it. Yes, Naruto had years to plan, and he was up to something. Something big. As for Meruem and his brothers, they originated from a special species of ants that was in the forest of the demon country. The ants in that area are extremely large compared to normal ants. Some of them grow into the size of a large dog. They also possess hard exoskeletons. It shows how strong they were given the fact that ants could already lift 10 times their weight. So they were beyond anything normal. That was the reason why Naruto had chosen them as a byproduct of his experiments. Naruto's special technique that is known as the Chimera technique. He wanted to use it on the ants to create a special species of ants to use as the ultimate summons or an animal partner. As Naruto had quickly found out that he could give them the attributes of other species of animals, and he wondered if he could give them the attributes of humans, as he had came across some of Orochimaru's snakes that came to deliver a message to him or Kabuto, and they could speak. As Naruto believed that it would be beneficial for his summons to also have human speech as well, and intelligence, so he started to fuse human DNA into them to create the ultimate summons, which had been a monumental success to say the least. King Meruem being the poster boy for Naruto accomplishments. In any case, the success with the Chimera species, that is what opened the door for Naruto to refine the Chimera Jutsu, a jutsu that allowed him to infuse himself and his comrades with powerful bloodline limits by fusing the corpses of bloodline users with his comrades. But he was not benefiting on this so far. The reason being, the Kyuubi and the Kyuubi seal was an obstacle that he had yet to find a way around in order to use the Chimera Jutsu on himself. Although his brothers and sisters of the bloodline were getting all the benefits, which was more than enough Naruto could ask for right now. After all, he was also reaping the fruits of his labor. Well, indirectly. Indeed it has, Naruto-sama, Meruem said. His tone was calm and composed. He carried himself with an air of nobility. He was relatively short. He looked like a cross between an ant, a human, and a scorpion, as he had a large tail with a stinger on it. He was very muscular and toned, with 2 antennas on his ears, along with a large, shell-like armor over his head that looked like a helmet. There are dark, pigmented areas on his arms, legs, and chest, and head. He is also barefooted. His hands and feet had 4 toes. I see that you have not called on me for a simple chat this time around. Does it mean that you have a worthy opponent for me? Nothing else is acceptable, Miriam declared, with a kind of self-confidence that is fit for a king. As Sakura spoke up, "What the hell is that thing?" She could not get to finish the word, as Miriam head snapped towards her direction. Sasuke and Tazuna all swallowed thickly, even though they were not the one at the center of his piercing gaze. "Call me a thing again, and I will have your tongue for lunch. You will only refer to me as Miriam-sama, or your majesty, nothing less. Do we understand each other, human trash?" Miriam said. Sakura could barely nod her head as she was so afraid. Inside the water dome, what the hell is that thing? Where the hell did Naruto even get a summoning contract? This is bad. The situation is far worse than any of us predicted. I'll have to report this Hokage-sama as soon as possible, if I make it out of this alive. Kakashi thought with a weary tone. Ahem, said Naruto clearing his throat. Anyway, your opponent is known as the Demon of the Mist, causing Miriam to turn his gaze away from Sakura. The Demon of the... Miriam trailed off as Zabuza clone had tried to sneak attack him, the word being tried, as his tail came out and slashed it apart, without even looking. Tazuna, Sakura, Sasuke didn't understand what just happened. They were not fast enough to follow the tail. That speed, Kakashi thought in alarm, shock, beyond his wildest belief. So this is a so-called demon. How disappointed, Miriam said. That was just a water clone. It only possessed 10% of the original power, Naruto said. Like I said, how disappointed, Miriam said, before he finally turned to face the real leader of the water clones, that being Zabuza. As Zabuza was pissed off, his pride being wounded by this thing despite being told that it only had 10% of his power, he was calling it a disappointment. Big words for a measly little insect, Zabuza said. Miriam looked towards him. The only human that is worth any of my attention is Naruto-sama. Otherwise, humans are nothing but trash compared to the might of the Chimera Ant's king. Know your place, human scum. Tuh, I never in my wildest dreams believe I would live to see the day when an ant talked down to a human, said Zabuza. Naruto-sama, tell me a little more about this foolish, arrogant human, Miriam said. He's a member of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, each of them wielding special designed swords that have special ability. They are all trained in the art of silent killing. He's supposed to be the best in silent killing, and as you can see, he has a large repertoire of water ninjutsu. He has an A rank ranking in the bingo book, and he fled from Kiri after a failed assassination attempt on the Mizukage, Naruto explained. He's only an A rank. I thought I told you to summon me only to fight the strongest of them all. Why did you summon me to fight someone that does not have a S-class ranking? Miriam said. The bingo book entry was made a few years back, so I figure he might have become strong since then, given the ease that he took down the legendary Kakashi Hatake from Konoha. However, if you feel like he's not worth your effort, you need only to free Kakashi from his prison, and then we can let him fight the demon. Consider the entertainment of watching the battle as compensation for wasting your time, said Naruto. I suppose that will do, Miriam said. He spat a mud bullet from his mouth. The thing was so fast by the time Zabuza realized what was going on, he was already knocked a good 30 feet away. He tried to stand only to drop down to one knee as he felt the effects the mud bullet had on his liver. Fortunately for him, the bullet did not pierce right through his flesh, but the blunt force was enough to make him suffer in pain. There, don't expect me to help you if you get captured again, human trash, Miriam said to Kakashi. as Kakashi was glaring at the King of the Ants and Naruto as well. As Naruto raised an eyebrow, feeling like the least he could do was thank them. "You and I will have a word later," Kakashi said to Naruto as he rushed after Zabuza. As for Zabuza, damn it, that thing is strong. I don't think I'll be able to take it down on my own, especially if I have to fight Kakashi first. I might need Haku to get involved if I stand any chance of defeating that thing. Where did that brat get something like that anyway? Zabuza thought, as he got back to his feet just in time, as a pissed off Kakashi Hatake was there for round 2. 20 minutes later. "Who the hell are you?" Sasuke asked. There was an older person there with a mask on that had taken out Zabuza with a few right place senbons after Kakashi had went through hell and back to get a hand on the guy. "I am a hunter ninja from Kiri, Undertaker unit. I've been tracking Zabuza here for some time now, and I finally caught up to him, thanks to your mentor," the masked ninja said. "How old are you?" Sasuke asked. More like he demanded. There was frustration and anger in his tone. Naruto has already shown more power than he did, and if it turned out that this guy was also in his age group, Sasuke did not know how he would be able to keep himself together. "About a year or so older than you, but I'm not supposed to give out any information about myself. I am sure that you understand," the masked ninja said, as Sasuke frowned to himself. "What the hell have I been doing all this time? Naruto is clearly stronger than me. That no eyebrow freak was stronger than me when he was only 10 years old. And now this guy might be just a year older than me. And he seemed to be far stronger as well. What the hell? What the hell have I been doing?" Sasuke said in rage. How am I even going to get stronger to kill Itachi? If I'm moving at this rate, I'm really that weak," Sasuke said to himself in frustration and anger, as his mind was having a hard time seeing everyone around him being far past his level. "In any case, I will take this corpse and dispose of it. Thank you for your help, Kakashi-san," the masked ninja said. "Wait just a minute. Why don't you dispose of the body here, right in front of us? Isn't that standard protocol for you hunter ninjas, to dispose of the body right after death?" Meruem asked with a suspicious gaze, as Naruto stood there and narrowed his eyes. "He's right. I see now. So he's the Hayaton bloodline user. I must be losing my touch. That I did not realize he was lying." As Naruto spoke out loud, "He's Zabuza's partner. Kill them both." The moment that order left Naruto's lips, the ground shattered. Meruem shot off at blinding speeds. However, a mirror appeared in front of him. Instead of crashing through it, he went right into it and vanished. A distance away, he reappeared, sliding through another mirror that came as he skid and came to a stop. The masked ninja took Zabuza and went into another mirror as Kakashi tried to jump into it as well, but he slammed right on the surface, falling down to his back. Naruto, who stood there hands in his pockets, was analyzing everything, so he can decide who gets teleported and who does not. What an interesting fellow. He will make the perfect present for Estes when I give her his body, Naruto thought to himself with a smirk. Estes was another member of Naruto Bloodline group. However, she was stuck in Snow Country and unable to leave because her whole ninjutsu repertoire required a freezing temperature of snow in order to use it. Without the freezing temperature, she would not be able to use her ice style ninjutsu because unlike Zabuza apprentice, she did not have a Hayaton bloodline. And there was also another reason why she was there, that being the protection of Koyuki-Heim, until Naruto thought it was time for her to take out Dodo, and Koyuki would be placed as the rightful ruler of Snow Country. The reason why it was held off was because Koyuki wanted to use her father's device to turn the snow into, well, Spring Country. However, Estes would lose her ability of Hayaton if that scenario was played out, so she only agreed to protect Koyuki-Heim, but not to help her any further than that. However, with Haku corpse, Estes would no longer have a limitation, so she can leave the snow and partake in missions outside of the country. As Naruto was cut from his thoughts, that insolent human, how dare he embarrass me like this? Naruto-sama summoned Pito and Chito I want to use your abilities to corner this coward human and make him fight me head on, the king of the ants said. As Naruto understood why he wanted to help of those two in particular. Pito is an excellent sensory type with incredible sensory range, which would prove useful to track him down. The Ice Ninja because of his teleportation ability with the ice, and Cheeto ability where he can transport his enemies in an alternate dimension, so that would stop the Hayaton user from teleporting away, so the king could fight him. Okay, but make sure you keep his corpse intact, both their corpses actually. I also want Zabuza's blade delivered to me. As Naruto reached up and bit his thumb. I'll summon Flutter as well, just in case a mass ice user is good with chakra cloaking barriers, so that he can use his Dragonfly ability to track them down, Naruto thought to himself, as he went through hand sign. Summoning Jutsu. 3 figures appeared in the smoke. The first one was very tall, as he was a mix between a humanoid and a cheetah, with scar marks, 2 cat ears, as he was wearing short shorts and he seemed to have fur around his neckline, black and white patches, and he had a tail as well. That was Cheeto. The other one was a feline that seemed to be mixed with a feminine face, with a mixture of black and golden eyes, a cat tail, a blue long sleeve with golden buttons on it. Out of the 3 of them, she looked the most humanoid. She had razor sharp teeth, but so did Zabuza. The one flying in the air was wearing some kind of mix between a feminine and kimono dress. He also had butterfly wings coming from his back. The cat-like appearance girl looked towards Naruto with wide open eyes. Naruto-sama, she yelled before she tackled him down to the ground, as she was now fully identified as a female Chimera ant, her tone being quite feminine. Not to mention her tail lashed out and wrapped around Naruto's arms, stopping him from getting away. She then proceeded to lick his face all over before she kissed him, what seemed to last for about 40 minutes. As Team 7 was a bit taken aback, Kakashi, having read in so many perverted novels, wondering if he should contact Jiraiya-sama and request that he write a humanoid bestiality version of the Ichi Ichi series. Sasuke, on the other hand, was split between 2 minds. On the one hand, he was envious of Naruto because he had no idea what it felt like to be with a woman, not even gone as far as a first kiss. Yet, on the other hand, he felt disgusted by the act of a human being and a mixture of a human and an animal, although she was a very attractive hybrid. However, he was still a teenager, as he had to look away, his face blushing. Sakura was not handling it any better, as she was mixed up with her hormones and the intent to stomp Naruto on the ground for doing something so perverted in front of them, especially at a time like this. However, deep down she knew that she wouldn't mind if Sasuke and her do something like this, well, in a more private settings. But if a public setting was the only way for her to get her hands on Sasuke, she would not let the chance pass her by. She pulled back as she looked down towards Naruto, a happy grin on her face. I missed you so much, Naruto-sama, she said. I wish you summoned me more often. Pito, what are you doing? Meruem said. Her eyes widened as she threw herself off Naruto. It was almost like she was electrocuted as she flew away, landing a distance away. Your Majesty, what are you doing here? She said. That is my line. Is that any way to behave during a mission? Remind me to punish you when our business here is done. As Naruto picked himself up, I beg of you to forgive her, Meruem Dano, he said. It is my fault, allowing her to behave this way. I will personally see to it that I rectify this matter. You won't have to worry about such behavior in a public setting or on a mission, said Naruto. He looked towards Naruto. I forgive her, he said, but she will still receive her punishment nevertheless. When we return, my brethren need to understand that no exceptions will be made. Okay, I understand, said Naruto, as he looked over towards her and gave her an apologetic look. However, she sent him a genuine smile. She was happy, not only that Naruto-sama fought for her, but also her king did not disapprove of her actions with Naruto-sama. He was only upset because of the matter that she did it with, seeing that they were on a mission. Ah, Young love, Chitu said, causing her to blush. That she could not hide seeing that her skin color did not allow her to hide it in the slightest as she looked away. Ahem. As much as I would enjoy to make her as uncomfortable as possible, I believe that now is not the time. I believe that Meruem-sama would not have had us summon if he didn't have something important to say to us. Flutter, the one that was flying, said in a deep, masculine voice. Team 7 and Tazuna were confused. He was basically wearing a dress. He sounded like a man though, but his features and his butterfly wings. It was confusing. Flutter, it seems like you're the only competent one of my brethren. But rest assured I would rectify the situation the moment we get home. Right now I want you all to follow me. I will explain everything on the way. See to it that you keep up, he said, as he did not even ask why Naruto summoned Flutter, seeing that he had figured it out almost instantly. He then took off at blinding speed. The other two were incredibly fast as well, and Flutter was able to fly, so they didn't have that much problem keeping up with him. That's so fast. Way too fast. That was the Celestial Gates. Speed. Around 5th gate at least. Kakashi thought to himself, Meruem Donna will take care of the threat. We should head to Tazuna-san place. In case Zabuza or Gato decide to hire another assassin. Both of these scenarios are pretty unlikely, but we should still have precautions just in case. Naruto said as Kakashi could not take his eyes off Naruto. He spoke like he has been in this situation before. So much had been revealed today, and Kakashi's mind was just trying to absorb all of said information. With these apparent summons that Naruto suddenly have, summons that have incredible power, most of this was not adding up or making sense. However, Kakashi knew that Naruto was right, and now was not the time to interrogate the blonde Jinchuriki. He barely had enough chakra to defend himself if another attack was to be launched at the moment, and as much as he loathed to admit it, Naruto was probably their only hope of survival if they were attacked right now. Good idea. You three form a triangle defense around Tazuna-san and we will... Kakashi trailed off as he fell forward. He collapsed. Kakashi-sensei! Sakura cried out in shock at watching her sensei fall. I was wondering how long he would keep up that facade, Naruto wondered to himself. As Naruto had picked up that Kakashi chakra was extremely low, the Sharingan really took a lot out of him. As Naruto summoned 2 clones and had them pick him up. Don't worry, he's not dead. He's just suffering from severe chakra exhaustion. So we will follow through with the plan. Tazuna-san, if you wouldn't mind, said Naruto. Tazuna nodded. As they all moved out, Sasuke eyebrow twitching at once again being given orders by the dope. Time skip. The following morning, Tazuna house. To say that Naruto was in a good mood was a understatement. He had even gotten up early to help the daughter of Tazuna, Tsunami, to prepare breakfast. The scarce amount of food and money in the household because of Gato tyranny had dampened Naruto's good mood a bit. However, the issue was quickly rectified as he told her to make a list of the ingredients that she need for the meal. Once she did, Naruto went on to summon said ingredients from a seal that was located on his wrist. He also summoned a lot more for future purposes and helped her stock up the refrigerator and shelves. She had been resistant to his generosity at first, not wanting to take so much from him. But Naruto's good move had rubbed off on her, and not to mention him being persistent and constantly not taking no for answer. Well, now his good mood had rubbed off on her. The reason for his good mood was the mission success, as Meruem had came back yesterday, as Naruto had swapped himself with a clone and went out to meet them. The king had then presented the corpse of Zabuza and his partner, along with the blade of Zabuza as well. Meruem had very reluctantly complimented the ice user, not for his raw power or brute strength, but his speed and quick thinking in battle. However, he said that the ice user was still trash, but the trash was a bit less smellier than other humans. Naruto had been pleased, very pleased, as he had dismissed them afterwards. However, he left Flutter behind because he wanted to deliver the ice user corpse to the snow country. Naruto also gave him another scroll with one of his shadow clones inside. The shadow clone would perform the Chimera jutsu to grant her the bloodline. Thus, with that done, her directive orders were to take out Dodo and take the throne away from him, and Koyuki would take her rightful seat as the heir of the throne, which she would then activate her father's special creation, bringing spring to the land of snow. From there, Flutter will have to travel to Demon Country to meet up with Zabuza, cousin. Yes, Zabuza had a 16-year-old cousin. His name was Getsu Mamakai. Mamakai Getsu was one of the members of Naruto Bloodline organization. His origins were from Kiri, but he hated Zabuza more than anything in the world, and he had swore vengeance on him for what Zabuza did to their family, launching an attack on the Mizukage, which failed, and then he ran away like a coward. The Mizukage was not pleased, therefore he launched a complete eradication of the entire Mamakai family. Getsu had been a kid back then, but he was able to survive because his mother risked her life to make him survive. He's been on the run ever since then, fighting for his life, fleeing, as hunter ninjas after hunter ninjas come after him. Because of his damn cousin, his hate for him grew even more. His life had been misery until he met Uzumaki and Naruto at the Land of Moon. Back then, they had fought an intensive battle. Naruto had came out on top as he had snuck in some of the Kyuubi's power, something that he had far more control over these days. Getsu had expected Naruto to end his life right there and then. He had evaded and killed so many hunter ninjas, and yet he was going to be killed by a child. However, a very incredibly strong one. But Naruto spared his life and offered him something that he forgot existed: a hand in friendship. Getsu had been shocked into tears as he never realized how he missed having a friend, someone to talk to, someone to share secrets with, someone to have your back. For all of his time of running, since he was a child, he didn't have any friends. He didn't have anyone. He was just alone. They had spent the rest of the month hanging out together. It was then that Naruto had told him about the organization, Bloodline, and their goals. Getsu had accepted it in a heartbeat, and Naruto had later on given him the swift release by using the Chimera jutsu. Right now, Flutter was going to be delivering Zabuza Blade to one of his best friends. He was hoping that Getsu would allow him to fuse Zabuza into him. As a swift release user, Getsu was good at using wind and lightning release. Those were the techniques combined to use swift release, as Naruto was hoping to give him water release from Zabuza along with the knowledge of the 7 swordsmen and all of their techniques. Getsu was already an accomplished swordsman himself, as he wielded a gigantic blade just like Zabuza, but the addition of the other techniques added onto his skills and his experience will make him something incredible. And he would also get a better sword than what he wielded. Well, confused him to let him fuse Zabuza inside of him. To understand more about the guy as well was going to be a hard task, but Naruto was sure that he could do it. In any case, Naruto was busy this morning, having left behind a clone to be here with Tsunami as she cooked. Naruto had found Gato base and slaughtered every single one of them. Hundreds of thugs, Naruto slaughtered all of them down to the last man. And he also found the businessman as well. And he also ripped him apart. Well, that was after torturing almost every secret out of him, including all of his bank accounts. As Naruto had already placed a large amount of money in Tsunami's name, the reason being he had plans. When he was done with this place, the Wave Country was going to become one of the richest countries in the world. Tsunami was going to become the daimyo, and Tazuna would have enough funds to expand his business internationally. But most importantly, Wave Country was going to be in his pocket. At the moment, that was a great meal, Tsunami-san. I haven't had a nice home-cooked meal like that in like ever. Thank you, Naruto-kan, she said, but you give me too much credit. I'm sure that your mother cooked nice home meals every now and again, too. Her reply caused a tense silence to wash over the area, as both Sasuke and Kakashi glanced towards Naruto. His expression did not change. Actually, I'm an orphan, said Naruto. I've been living by myself since I gained self-awareness. When I was 4 years old, I think. Before that I was at an orphanage, but they kicked me out on the streets, said Naruto. The family was shocked, unable to comprehend how a child of 4 years old would be kicked out of an orphanage. I'm sorry, Naruto-kan, she said. I didn't know. Her tone filled with regret. It's okay, said Naruto. It was a long time ago. I've watched you with Ineri and Tazuna-san since I arrived yesterday, and I had a taste of your cooking. Despite everything happening in Wave Country, this is a lovely home, and it's all because of you. If I had a mother, it would have been so wonderful if it was someone like you. You're a great woman, said Naruto. As the woman couldn't help it, tears of sadness and joy in her eyes as she looked towards him. However, despite Naruto making her happy by his words, and making her feel sad for him that he was alone, the reaction that her son took from it was something completely different. Shut up, he yelled. As everyone turned their gaze, Iniri, said Tsunami looking towards her son. I'm sick to my stomach of your presence. Why don't you just go away, he said, furiously. Huh? Said Naruto, tilting his head, as that seemed to piss Iniri off even more. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You coming here, acting all big, making jokes, and laughing like an idiot. You do not know anything about our pain. Talking like you could ever understand our pain. You don't know anything about true pain, and you're going to get mom and grandpa killed because you're going to make them believe in that nonsense. There is no such thing as a hero, and Gato will come after my family now because of you. I hate you, Iniri yelled, tears falling from his eyes as he shook with anger. As everyone watched as Naruto did not say anything for a while. When he finally did spoke, you're right. That caused them to focus on what he just said. You're totally right. There is no possible way I can imagine what it feels like to lose someone precious to me, because I never had them to begin with. However, that also means that you wouldn't understand what it's like to never had anyone to care for you before. To come home to a empty house with no one to help you. To come home with homework but no one to help you. To not have a fatherly figure to teach you how to be a man. To not have a motherly figure to comfort you and encourage you. To have to shop for your own food as a 4-year-old and prepare your own meal and iron your own clothing. To be totally alone in the world as you watch other kids enjoy the love and comfort of a family home. Can you say with certainty that your pain is greater than mine? Iniri looked towards him with a defiant stare. However, he could not say a word, as he tried to imagine what would life be like without having his mother or grandfather. Let me show you something, said Naruto. Do you know what this is? As he lifted his shirt to channel chakra into his stomach, to show the seal. Naruto, Kakashi said, but Naruto cut him off. Shut up, Kakashi, he said. Everyone's eyes widened at how easily Naruto dismissed his sensei. Even Iniri, as they realized that Naruto was pissed off. Despite his tone coming out soft, he was pissed. He was furious. Except for Sakura. She thought that, well, she should say something. Naruto, how dare you talk to She was cut off as Naruto turned his gaze upon her. Killer intent, slamming to her like a tidal wave as she sunk in her seat. Trembling in fear, Tazuna asks, what is that thing? I was born on the same night when a beast known as a Kyuubi attacked Konoha, the most powerful steel beast to ever walk the elemental nation. A beast that's said to possess power to destroy mountains and civilization with just a flick of its tail. The fourth Hokage defeated the nine-tailed fox. However, he could not kill it, so he had to put it somewhere. It could only be sealed away, so he sealed it inside of me. Everyone, with the exception of Kakashi, trembled in fear as realization dawned on them. What? Iniri stuttered in a fearful tone. Yes, inside me lie that beast, and there's a daily battle for control, as the demon attempts to escape my body, killing me in the process. It is a battle of mental wills, a battle of chakra and the body, and a battle of emotional stability. However, the fourth Hokage seal gave me the upper hand in the battle, but as time goes on, it's getting weaker and weaker, said Naruto. Although he was exaggerated, he hadn't had any trouble with the beast since he unlocked his chakra chains. No way, said Tazuna in shock. How could that be possible? It is indeed possible, and for that, I have been hated, scorned, deceived, abused, attacked, spat on, hospitalized, all because of something that was beyond my control. I had to overcome a lot to get where I am. So Iniri, if I could, overcome something like that, then why can't you and the people of Wave overcome a puny little man like Gato? Everyone was silent, their brains trying to understand and digest the information that was given to them. Some might say that Naruto was being too dramatic. Some might say that he was throwing a pity party for himself. Some might say that he was showing others that, well, he had suffered. Some might say that this was his MO since he was 5 years old. Always trying to make everything about himself, getting people attention, making people focus on him. However, Naruto was up to something, as in his mind this was just a calculated move on his part. Yes, he was up to something, as he was cooking up something big in his brain. After all, the objective was simple when you look at it. Get future sympathy points from the richest man in Land of Wave, Tazuna, and the future daimyo and princess of Wave, Tsunami, who would also be the future richest woman in Wave. And of course from the kid that was the ear to the both of them. And also, they will start to see Konoha in a negative light from what they did to him. And with time, when the choice is there for them to choose between Bloodline and Konoha, the choice would be easy. In any case, said Naruto, you guys don't have to worry about Zabuza, Haku, or Gato, or his thugs anymore. Because they're all dead, said Naruto. What? Said Iniri. Everyone saying that same thing in their mind as well. He killed them? Sasuke wondered. But when? He's been here the entire time. Did he use shadow clones? Sasuke clenched his hand for what seemed to be the millionth time. For being outdone by the damn dope. Naruto, Kakashi spoke up. The assassination of Gato was not a part of our mission. Our mission was to protect Tazuna-san until the completion of the mission. You have overstepped your boundaries. As Naruto glanced towards him, that's right. Our mission was to protect Tazuna-san until the completion of the bridge. That is exactly what I did. The only way to truly protect someone is to eliminate the threat. And that is exactly what I did. If not then, Gato would have went and hired a great number of shinobis or maybe a S rank this time. I don't know about you, but I don't think our survival prospects would have improved if I did not slay Gato, said Naruto. But when did you do this? You've been here this entire time. And who is this Haku person? Tsunami asks. I used shadow clones, like the ones I used to carry Kakashi-sensei unconscious body yesterday. I only needed 4 of them to do the job, but in all honesty 1 would have done the job just fine. Gato's security was lacking. As for your other question, Haku was the ice ninja that was helping Zabuza. The Chimera ants told me his name when they delivered his body last night while you were all sleeping. Oh, that was all Tsunami could say, shocked by all this. What did you do with Haku and Zabuza's body? And where is the blade? Kakashi asked with his own visible eye, narrowed at Naruto. Spoils of war, they belong to me. I will use the knowledge that I gained from their bodies to enhance my own knowledge, and hopefully, said knowledge can be used by future descendants of mine. I have yet to decide what to do with the head cleaving blade. I'll study it, of course. Maybe when I'm done I'll use it as a weapon or sell it. Or maybe I'll use it to broker a treaty alliance with Kiri when I become Hokage. Who knows, said Naruto. Or you could hand it over to the Hokage, along with the corpses. I am sure that you will be compensated handsomely for your hard work, Kakashi suggested. Not gonna happen, said Naruto. Possessions of the corpses and blade are good enough for me. I think I'll hold on to them. Kakashi was not pleased. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Nami-san, said Naruto. You are now officially the richest woman in Land of Wave, and one of the richest persons in this world. What? Time skip. 6 hours later. It's time for me to go prepare lunch, Naruto-kun. Can we continue this a little later? Tsunami asks, with a heavy sigh, unable to believe how much fatigue using your brain could cause. Just as manual labor. She had been with the blonde the entire morning, as he was teaching her everything regarding Gato operations. Well, it was no Tsunami operations. He told her that she would know everything by the time her father was finished with the bridge, which would take another 2 weeks to complete. Naruto estimated. Initially, she was terrified of owning such a gigantic company. She almost had a nervous breakdown. However, Naruto was able to talk her down and able to explain more to her. about how this will help the economy, and not to mention help her take the role as daimyo of the wave country. And the more he encouraged and showed her how much confidence he had in her, the more she started to accept it. She can be in a position to help people that was in need, to matter to all the people around her, and help them. However, there were people out there that used to run with Gato, who would not be pleased by her moving up with this new company. There was also people that Gato forced to sell their business to him at a much cheaper price because they were under distress. Those people would want to gain something back when they find out that Gato is gone, and they would make her their target instead. Also, the fact that she was a woman would make her a more appetizing target for many of Gato's former rivals, and know her future rivals. However, Naruto promised her that her status as daimyo would deter such actions. But to quell her fears, Naruto told her that he would have a protection detail watching over her until she was able to get her own future army, and they would keep her, her people, and her family safe. It's okay, Naruto answered. You can take the rest of the day off. We will rendezvous tomorrow, same time, same place. As he gathered all the documents so he could seal them back in a scroll. Okay, thanks Naruto-kun, she said, as she leaned in and kissed him on the forehead, as she skipped off to the kitchen. As Naruto touched the spot that she had kissed him, her lips are so soft and wet, he thought to himself. He then shook his head. What am I thinking? She's not a shinobi, so my age would definitely be an issue for her. Though, as a daimyo, she will have to learn that age is practically irrelevant when it comes to political marriage. For all we know, Inari can become betrothed to a 30-year-old, Naruto thought to himself. Speaking of which, I can't wait to see what my Shaya clone would be teaching him the entire day. He could not teach him how to use chakra, of course, because that was illegal to do as a Konoha shinobi, and he had no doubt in his mind that Kakashi would report him. However, he was teaching him how to fight with sword, kunai, knife, and hand-to-hand combat. He was also going to put him through a lot of physical training, so by the time that he left, he was sure that he would develop an adequate program for Inari to follow, even after he was gone. He wanted him to be able to at least take down random bandits and thugs, like the ones Gato used to try to take over Wave. And he wanted him to be able to protect his family should the need arise. The rest of the stuff that he needs to know about the future endeavors of, well, the business, he will learn from his parental figures. In any case, I wonder how Sakura and Sasuke are doing with the tree climbing exercise, Naruto thought, as he decided to go and locate them. Elsewhere, heading towards the Wave Country. Just a few more hours and we will reach the Wave Country, Saitama-sensei, a young man said from a standing position on the left side of a medium-sized ship, as he looked over the ocean with a serious look on his face. He was a man that was not too tall, not too short. He seemed to be around 19 years old. Spiky blonde hair, pale skin, his eyes are completely black, with the exception of his pupil, which were gold in color, black pants and black boots, a brown weapon pouch on his left thigh. Up top he's wearing a sleeveless, dark blue top and fingerless gloves. Huh? I thought that we would be a lot closer than that by now. Naruto-sama is probably cross with us. It's been over 6 months since he ordered us to track Zabuza and his apprentice down, and we still have not caught up to them. We totally suck at this. I blame you, Genos, the other man said, who was known as Saitama, as his tone was lazy. He was a man of average height, with absolutely no hair anywhere on him. He was wearing dark red, orange two-piece sleeveless outfits, with a red sash tied around his waist, with similar footwear to his apprentice. You're right, it is my fault, but this time I'm sure that we'll catch up to them in Wave Country. I will not fail Naruto-sama. Genos vowed to himself, if it wasn't for Naruto-sama, I would have died that day. I wouldn't have survived. Naruto-sama dedicated 2 years of his life to the Genos project, and I have this body all thanks to him. He even had me apprentice as Saitama-sensei so I can learn to use my new body and all the weapons of destruction that come with it. And he gave me a purpose in life other than revenge. I will not fail no matter how hard it takes, said Genos as he squeezed the railing, causing it to cave in on itself. Hey, it's not your fault. I was just teasing. Zabuza is just really good at covering his tracks, that's all, Saitama said, seeing how frustrated his apprentice got. I know, it's just, this is a very important mission. It will help resolve the situation in the Land of Snow. And I'm sure that Naruto-sama wanted us to kill Zabuza before he ran into Gatsu. Despite what Zabuza did, I'm sure that Naruto-sama doesn't want Gatsu to bear the burden of having to kill his own family member. And neither do I, said Genos, with a deep frown on his face. Man, this is all just so troublesome. Susumibiki and Fuka would have been far more suitable for this mission. If only they didn't have their hands tied down at the moment, they would have tracked this guy down a long time ago, Saitama said. Indeed, said Genos. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want something important to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And yes, I indeed have 4 channels which I post what fun every single day for you guys to enjoy. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your supports. And comment down below and tell me for news so I can welcome you personally. I already posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was a Prodigy from the Senju Uchiha and Uzumaki clan over an Anime King, so stay in tune for the rest coming your way guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. So without further ado, I'm out for now, see you guys soon, peace out.